What's up, everybody? My name is Shanti, co-host of the Panthers Brawl podcast, and this is an introduction to our weekly YouTube content that we're going to give to you guys after each weekly episode of the podcast.
Hey there, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of Money in the Bank. It's a part of the Panthers Brawl podcast. I'm Jeff Taylor, and of course, it's all a part of the Brawl Network. We're so excited to be a part of it. Now, every week that we do this, you guys get to see Shantice or Jack or Tyler talk about football. They're breaking down the draft. They're doing all kinds of cool stuff like that. I'm not in tune with all of that, so I was going to go a little more on the relaxed, fun side. Now, I know we're all coping with being cooped up during this coronavirus, so we thought it might be cool to show you guys where we hang out when we don't want to do any more work or schoolwork or whatever. We come to our man cave. And we hope you guys all have a man cave or just at least a place you can go to hang out. But this is ours, and we just want to show you some of the memorabilia we've collected over the year. Now, of course, the one cool thing about the man cave is you always have to have something playing. And we do our best to have an NFL game. This is the Panthers-Patriots, a Monday Night Football game in which the Patriots, I think, ended up having a chance at the last couple seconds to score. They didn't. I think Luke Kuechly broke up a pass, and the Panthers went on to win. It's a great game. So we always go back and watch some of the Panther games, as well as any other game that the NFL Network or NFL Passes are showing, so it's great to do that. Now, some cool stuff that's here. And what we want to ask is this. As you guys watch this on whatever social media site you do it on, that you guys send us a picture or send us a video and let us see what your man cave looked like. So, you ready for the tour? Here we go. We're going to start with, now let me tell you this too. Sorry, we are a family that we like four teams. There's the Seattle Seahawks, the New England Patriots, the Tennessee Titans, and the Carolina Panthers. So we have collected a lot of memorabilia from all those teams, and there's some pretty cool stories behind it. So I'll get back now where this is a jersey signed by Russell Wilson. My youngster is a Russell Wilson fan, a Seahawks fan. It was his birthday. He went to a camp, met Russell, and Russell actually signed it for him, and then we framed it. Now, the cool part about Russell Wilson, and if you ever want to know whether or not you have a legit Russell Wilson autograph, he always signs his name, and then he puts a scripture from the Bible. So you can always tell that's a pretty cool thing that Russell Wilson does. As we go along, of course, the TV. Up here, we got our fat head, and yes, it is a Titans fat head, but that's because I painted the room, I designed the room, and we had to go a little bit with a Titan look. No explanation needed here. The GOAT, Tom Brady. This was actually signed. A friend of mine worked for the Patriots, and I said, hey, could you get something cool for one of my kids for their birthday? And he actually ended up getting this jersey signed by Tom Brady. We framed it and put it up, and well, it will go down as a collector piece. No question about that. My cool little Titans sign here, which my parents found at a Cracker Barrel. We're not going to talk about that. But for my 50th birthday, a signed helmet by Marcus Mariota. I wish that he was still with the Titans. I hope he does great with the Raiders. I'm rooting for him. He's a great player, but I got this for my 50th birthday, and it was truly one of the coolest gifts I ever got. My wife and kids got it for me, and it was awesome. More Titans gear for you. Chris Johnson. I actually bought this off eBay, but Chris Johnson, 1 of 5 to rush for over 2,000 yards. One of the fastest guys, if not the fastest guy to ever play in the NFL. I love having that. And then we kind of have our helmet display. And we can go start up top. This is a Titans helmet signed by the 2014 Tennessee Titans. It has, actually Mike Munchak signed it, Bruce Matthews signed it, Chris Johnson signed it, Matthew Hasselback, all kinds of people signed it. And then of course, this is the Panther helmet. Now the Panther helmet, cool story, my kid, we went to training camp, Jack's birthday, and we passed this around for people to sign as they came off the field. And this was the cool one we really got. Steve Smith. We got Steve to sign it. We got Jake Delhomme. We had Muhsin Muhammad, John Fox, signed by quite a few people. We actually took it to a game and got a couple players to sign it on a game night, which was kind of cool. And then as we worked down, another Russell Wilson. This one was signed by Russell, and of course, once again, his scripture, Matthew 6:33 is what that one is. Now, cool thing, this was actually the first piece I ever got autograph-wise, and it is shoe worn and signed by Mike Minter. one of the greatest safeties to ever play the game, if you ask me, and one of the best Panther defensive backs, Mike Minter. We were at a cystic fibrosis auction. It was a silent auction. We bid on it and actually won it. So this was the first piece in our man cave. Some cool stories about these 3 helmets. I had the opportunity to coach all 3 of my sons in Pop Warner. And what I did was I had all the kids from each team sign a helmet. So there was one for Jack, one for Will, and one for Nate. But one of the coolest things I got to do was coach Pop Warner for 10 years. And that's a really cool deal. So those are the 3 helmets there, which are really awesome. As you go around, we just got some more trophies. Ball that was signed by the Harlem Globetrotters. But up in the corner here, and hopefully you can see it, it is a little dark, but we got that signed by Greg Olson. We had the picture, and he was actually the pace car driver for a race at Charlotte Motor Speedway. And what we did was we went out there. I did an interview. Actually, Jack did the interview and interviewed him about driving the pace car. And then we said, hey, could you possibly sign this? And it's a great picture because most fans will probably realize where it's from. It is from the Seattle game. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jack. Playoff game? No playoff game. It was near the last minute. You talk.
This was the game, obviously all fans kind of mention it as one of their favorite games ever. Back in 2015, going on the playoff, or trying to get into the playoffs, going on a big run, game late in the season. We had gone on the winning streak, and everyone was saying that Seattle, they were obviously our bigger brother. They were our team we could never get around. They were our bully, and so this was playing in Seattle, one of the toughest places to play. We were trying to defend our winning streak, and came down to one of the very last plays, a 30-yard pass, I believe. Beautiful play to Greg Olson. Cam led a 2-minute drive down the field, and we ended up winning that game. And so we got that picture. I think they were giving that picture out when we'd gone to interview him. I think they just gave it to us, and I was like, we've got to get it signed. So that's definitely one of the best pieces that we have here. It's probably one of the best pieces, and just an iconic picture. And
Greg will obviously, I think, make the Hall of Fame. And so what the cool part about this too is this room, as we go around it and stuff, is how many things we have that are signed by probably future Hall of Famers without question. Whether it's Russell or Tom Brady or I won't say Chris Johnson, but Steve Smith, and all of those guys. It's pretty cool. Now another cool piece we have here in our man cave is the Luke Kuechly signed jersey. Now, there was a Monday night game, I think someone actually on TV right now that we have on our NFL Game Pass. It was the Panthers and the Patriots at a mall a couple nights beforehand. It was Jonathan Stewart and Luke Kuechly. They were signing autographs. And the interesting thing about it was they're only allowed to sign one thing. And it was a picture. I think my other kid had a shirt or something. So Luke signed the picture. But then the cool part was he saw that Jack was wearing his jersey. So he said, hey, I'll kind of, bend the rules a little bit and I'll sign that. So Jack, of course, took the jersey off. He signed it, and it's never been worn again. It's been in the man cave ever since. And that was the first time I really got a cool idea of just how great a person Luke Kuechly is, and how much, of course, he'll be missed. Hopefully he'll end up coaching, who knows, but what a great story in terms of Luke Kuechly. Cool thing, we just got another touchdown here from, here we go.
Sorry, that was the game-winning touchdown.
That's game-winning touchdown, we had to show it. And how much we, we're just hoping we get football back midsummer and the fall. And excuse me, but we got my dog laying here in the middle of this. This is Charlie. Charlie is 9-year-old Basset Hound, and he is a big dog. So on we go. Over here, a little more interesting memorabilia. That is actually Jack's jersey from his senior year in high school. One of the coolest things Providence High School does is they take all the seniors and get a framed jersey for them. There's a plaque saying what position they played, what years, and they present it to them on senior night for their senior year of high school football. Just a really cool deal. Other than the Mike Mentor, cleat, these were the next 2 things we had in our man cave, and they are 2 Steve McNair signed jerseys. Now, the interesting part is none of them are really like Titans in terms of actual uniforms. This was the old Houston Oilers jersey, so it's a throwback, and of course we have the throwback helmet up here. It'd be cool to see him wear that if the Titans, but so Steve McNair, one of his Oiler jerseys, that was signed, and then this was Pro Bowl. So the year that they won the AFC Championship by beating Jacksonville to get to the Super Bowl, of course, we know they ended up a yard short against the Rams, but Steve McNair, to me, really set the set the tone for people like Cam Newton and Russell Wilson and all those guys you see. Steve was hard-nosed, would go at it. Of course, you guys may or may not know the story about how his life tragically ended on a July 4th night, but just a great football player and laid it all on the table. So, here we go. 2 more to show you. Sorry, more Titan stuff. Eddie George. I had to get this because it's the red. They never wore red, but this was also sold during their Super Bowl year. Eddie George, one of the best, hardest running backs ever. And of course, how can we not end a Panthers Brawl Money in the Bank without talking about Steve Smith, who put butts in the seats at Bank of America Stadium. One of the greatest players to ever play the game. Signed, we bought that at a Monday morning like quarterback breakfast here in Charlotte. Another kind of silent auction, but we paid for it, won it, and had it framed, and it will certainly be one of the core pieces of this man cave for years to come. So, just a little bit about what we have going on here and why we like to hang out here. We hope you guys are safe. We hope you guys are just paying attention, staying kind of, in. Pull up a game on TV, sit in your man cave, show us pictures, let us know what's going on, show us videos of your man cave. We'd love to see them. And until next time, keep pounding.